This is Justin on Tuesday, October 18th, 2022, taking a look at SPX. So just like we talked about yesterday, we did get into these fibs here. We opened up not quite right on one and then ran right through one and then had a big pullback. These hammers were great. Well, the bullish hammer, that's a hammer. That's kind of not quite the lower wick would have been a little bit longer. That would have been a great hammer. But I was looking for a bounce and it bounced and then it rolled over. So we had a really nice rollover today. Yeah, it didn't stay bullish, but it was a retest gap, and it's just a question of okay, how far is it going to retest? Was this enough selling and then a bounce? Nope. It came down to here. It came into a fib, like right where we talked about that it was possible to bounce. This candle came in and it was a bull candle close below the 10 exponential. And this was a great place to short, even with the fib right here. You could have just, gotten in on the close of this candle going bearish. That came down into this basically a no trade zone, an old resistance, new support zone, and it didn't hold. We had an inverted hammer here, almost retesting back up to that same level. Pretty much did, actually. I think it did. Let's see. Okay, the low here, 37, 35, 29, 37, 35, 15. Wow, 14 cents away. And then we had a really nice, so that's an inverted hammer. So right side up hammer, inverted hammer, and then nearly the same price. That it's not quite inverted hammer, but it's really close. And then you can kind of say this is kind of like a head and shoulders, and then that dropped. We'll talk about this in a minute. But I was really looking for, once, so basically once that candle came in, you could have been bearish all this way, retested here, and then that's another bear close right at the 10. This one is right kind of through it, but still, you could have gone bearish here. But then I was not surprised to see this just crush through this zone here. And then we just made a lot of bear candles. I was really, really hoping we would just tag this and then go. We basically did. I mean, I'm a stickler when it comes to exact prices on this stuff sometimes. So, but we did basically V bottom out of here. Basically, I mean, not perfectly, but then there were some really excellent opportunities to go bullish above the 10 here. Even a retest like this, almost to that same level. Here's a right side up hammer again, but this was following kind of a double top right back into these levels. So, but at this point, we were bearish here, and then we we're bullish here, and then I guess some of both. But if you're going with this trend here, then that's a great candle to get in bullish, even if you're not trading the 10 EMA. So this was a great setup with the 10 EMA. This is a great retest of that level of the 10 EMA. Those are sometimes better with the options. So, and then I'm going to show you for this one over here, because of that same level, basically the same level of that hammer, invert hammer, this was a great place to look for a short. Unfortunately, would not have a bull candle closing below the 10. This one pretty much did, but then this candle would have negated that. But I still think this was a great opportunity to go bearish right here and just let this play out. Like if really we're going to hold this as some resistance today, then it needed to roll over, and it did. But let me get into the options. It'll make a little more sense what I'm trying to say. So here's the 3750 call. This is where we just collapsed all day. We got into wrong way. We got into this price around 1036, 1039, 1042. So that was a morning star reversal there. But I keep clicking. So at this time, this really did not reverse very strongly. the lows. So even though this was going bullish on SPX, the option just was coming right back down about to the same price, holding a little bit above $1 here. So if you're looking to do $100 risk, one contract, wouldn't have quite filled. The low here even was 105. So that would not have filled till late, and then it basically stopped working late. So you would have needed to be out a little further. Even 37.55 probably would work, but that would have been a lot lower volume. So trying to get that bounce would have been better with an option with, like getting in with an entry and a stop instead of just an absolute zero play midday. And then for the put, why I was so focused on this inverted hammer over here at that same level. So this one was at 948. This one was at 1254. Let's go look at what the option's doing. So at 948, that was this one. That was about $1 risk. And then at 1254, that was right here. So we had lost a lot of premium. But this low on this candle was 125. And this is one, if I had seen this, then it's like, okay, let me just see if we can get a little more of a pullback down to $1 risk. And that would have filled over here. Then I could just left that position on, looking for something to happen. I would have really liked getting filled about 130. We've had some moves starting at 130. If you look back at some days we've gotten some nice sell-offs. It's not every day. It's not always going to work. Nothing works all the time. But we've had some really good days where that selling comes in right at the time. I think even like this day, no, not that day. It was the day before. This was right at 130. Yeah, so if you're in bearish over here at 130, you made something here. So, some of those days stand out. It's like, okay, what time did that happen? Can I just short something at 130? Will it work? Well, not all the time. But today was a great day to be in short at 130. And with this put with $1 risk, that would have filled in here. And then your target, probably around 6, maybe a little bit higher. If you're able to watch it, yeah, set it at 6 and see if it can just get a drop on the SPX and then rally on the option. And then if you can, move your target up. So this would have been doubling the target. So going from, from 1 to 6 is 5R. So double that 5R to 10. And so that's setting the target at 11. And that would have worked out in this case at a previous level. So it's not just going blindly at that, but it's actually looking for a level that it hit earlier in the day, which is one of the ways I'd like to double those targets when that happens. But this candle, this one right here at 136, looks really similar to the candle that opened up this range that we were just looking at in yesterday's video. Going back to, gosh, what was that? Way back over here. Looks really similar to this candle back on 923, the opening candle there. So today we made a very similar candle to that later in the day. And if I can get back to today, there we go. And then actually we did like a double bottom down here. Got back above this 100% level on the fibs. You can go back and look at yesterday's video for the fibs. And then, so I lost an hour over here when this rolled down, and then I got it back late in the day with this movement back up. So overall flat in the day, but those are the only trades I took. There's a lot of other stuff going on today, but I'm looking for hopefully some more move back up into the fibs. I really liked this range today. We're doing something like this. We went sideways yesterday, got a big gap up. I think we're consolidating here. I would not be surprised if we have another gap and then look for some new ranges with, some more fibs, or look for it to push up above that stuff too. So that's what I got. Hope this helps. Thanks.